20 years ago. Seems like yesterday. And it's like my family has gone from 6 people to hundreds of people, thousands of people now that have come through this program. And it's something you take seriously, and we have. And these children have lifted me on their shoulders and warmed my heart.
To me, Caldera, it's the essence of my parents. Like, Dad was a city guy, right? Like, he grew up on the stage, loving the stage. And Mom grew up riding horses in Eastern Oregon. So she was the nature part.
We didn't have much to work with in the beginning. Well, we had a rock, and there were no standing structures.
They just had an idea, like, let's see if this works.
The first year, we did traditional West African dance and drums, poetry, creative writing, mask making, and then there was horseback riding.
The one thing that we didn't really prepare for were kids got scared of the dark. And I really felt like that was the end.
I hope you guys learned something. I know we all learned something.
I really don't think there was ever a doubt in his mind that he was going to do it again. He had a huge vision. And I was just one of the people that supported his vision. And I'm so grateful that I did.
There was a 7-day program for middle school students. There was a 10-day program for high school students. Caldera partnered with the SMART program and Sisters. Anytime that we evolved the program, I always thought about what is at the core of what this family intended this program to be. To help young people see possibilities for themselves beyond what they might have originally imagined, to connect them with nature, and to surround those young people with positive, caring adults who believe in them even when they don't believe in themselves. We expanded to Central Oregon, and there was, anytime there's change, there's a lot of fear associated with that. And then we evolved the program to work with kids year-round.
Drummers, start thinking about in your mind, how are you gonna support this? How are you gonna accompany this?
And we did that for a few different reasons. Funding for arts was being cut, and young people told us they wanted more Caldera.
In their classroom, growing together on a weekly basis throughout the school year.
From a creative standpoint, there's no more powerful force than nature. That land has always been spiritual. It was spiritual before Caldera was there, but now there's an extra layer of spirit and life and something that is beyond what we can see.
And then the fire happened. It's the day before camp started, and I'm really glad the kids weren't there.
What's happened now is that it's become a federal or national disaster area, so.
Watching the flames on either side of the road, and then we got word from the firefighters that night that they had to evacuate.
They got close enough to the shop where it blistered the paint on the bus and on the fuel tanks.
A firefighter who was there
Said it was like the hand of God came down, said, not here.
and the fire leapt across the property.
There was no camp that year at camp. We had camp.
In the Wayne Kennedy building.
Teaching on the roof, story time, different classes were going on in different aspects of the building. We took everybody out to Solvey's Island. The intensity of the feeling, the camaraderie was exactly the same as if we were out on the land.
One of the young people really said something that stuck with me, and it was, it's not Caldera the place that makes it work, it's Caldera the people. That really helped make the case for expanding to a year-round program and helped us learn which components needed to be there.
It lets me be that person who I want to be.
Caldera really helps kids self-actualize. The combination of really intentional and high quality relationship building with young people in combination with the arts really gives them an opportunity to express themselves in different ways. I feel like they're part of our organization. We're like brother and sister.
My teacher, Julie Keefe, who was my photography teacher growing up, I've known her since I was 12 and still consider her a mentor and a teacher. So I think that that's great. It values relationships and it values people.
Over 500 artists have come through our Artist in Residence program and have come to work with our youth. Jose Parla, the muralist, the Reggie Wilson Dance Company, Premier Tom from Senegal.
Your voice is always legitimate, no matter how you tell the story. It's the story that counts.
Once the youth here realize how much space they have to be expressive, a lot of them just grab it up and they go. So you really don't want to get in the way. You'll get run over. Watch out, the youth are coming through.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the White House. Kids who get involved in the arts and humanities, they have higher grades, they have higher graduation rates, they have higher college enrollment rates.
Just last year, we won the nation's highest honor for youth mentorship.
Their mission is to be a catalyst for underserved youth through art and environmental programs.
When I hugged the First Lady, it was just so hard holding back, those tears of happiness, because it's just like, you can't even describe it. It's just beautiful.
And in 2014, 100% of the program's 8th graders transitioned to the 9th grade, and approximately 90% of the students also graduated from high school. Congratulations.
The work of Caldera is a pebble in the middle of Blue Lake because it ripples all the way to the shore and affects not only the youth and the staff, but their families and their communities.
I would like to say thank you to Caldera because you give me something to look forward to all year. You give me a reason to be dealing with school for a whole year and getting good grades for a whole year so I can come to camp.
Currently, I'm a student at Portland State and I'm studying architecture.
I am a martial art instructor.
I actually opened up my own photography business and I'm in my studio right now.
I graduated from USC in 2011 and then I went to Beijing, China for 1 year, competed internationally. I did some feature films over there. I really have Caldera to thank.
My thank you to Caldera cannot be big enough. I was able to go to college and graduate.
I'm currently at Washington, D.C. at Howard University working on my Doctorate of Physical Therapy degree.
This program changes lives, it changes circumstances.
I became a medical assistant and I absolutely love my job.
I'm here where I work at Joint Editorial.
I really have to thank the Wiedens. They helped me become who I am.
It's just something that's always been stable for me.
Have all these cool adults really care about me made me want to do that as I got older.
I am a parent educator,
teaching assistant,
therapist,
a youth advocate.
My life could have went a whole nother way.
One of the biggest gifts in my life.
Thank you.
Thank you, Caldera, for all the love.
Thank you, Caldera.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
There's a lot of different words, but the one word that is spoken the most is love.